that Ozzy?
Yeah, it's with plastic surgery. I'm gonna put that on that Facebook page too.
Oh my God!
How about
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
What we've got here is
maximum voltage, maximum power, maximum carnage. This is Maximum Threshold. Call the show at
440-709-4977.
Maximum Threshold. And here's your hosts, Dom and
Jeff. He's actually quite smart. He just makes errors of judgment along the way.
Come on, flat top, he come, moving up slowly, he got, don't you eyeball, he walk, holy roller, he got, hair down, to his knees, got to be a joker, he just do what he please, yeah. He wear no shoeshine, he got total jet football, he got walking finger, he shoot.
And I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to the Maximum Threshold Radio Show, episode 799.
3669.
That's right.
369, Dom's blood sugar level.
Damn.
That's actually low if that's his sugar level.
Damn. That's a nice number.
Hey,
Dom shoots for
They're saying
369.
they got dead air.
Who's got dead air?
Beavis and Jeff Kidd.
Oh, we'll fix that.
Our two fans.
Fuck Beavis. You fucking weirdy.
Well, they say that it's not, the 72 is the new 69.
How do you perform a 72?
Well, you gotta make your body in the shape of a 7, and your partner has to make their body in the shape of a 2.
And there you have it.
That's much easier when the girl's chlorophyll.
I thought it was with a 69 with 3 midgets.
Hey now.
Well, that's the 69.33.
69.33.
I was trying to have a 2.5 son with a midget and her mom Tuesday night.
Hey, at least you weren't shooting high.
High freaking O.
Dude, my girl, this midget, had to reach up to grab my balls. I felt like a giant. It was awesome.
Michael's midget.
Oly, how is everything going, my friend?
Very good. And we're here talking on Maximum Threshold Music with you guys.
That's right.
And it's November again, which means we're going to be seeing you in about a month and a few days again, man. Coming back to Cleveland with the Skull.
Yes, the encore performance.
Absolutely.
To roll Cleveland into the abyss and right into the
oblivion.
Lake Erie there.
Yeah, why not? The river's caught on fire.
Everyone perishes.
Absolutely. Is Lee making that trip with you, Oly?
Of course.
Okay, because I knew there was a van conundrum going on. You need to tell Eric that fucking Blackfinger album doesn't need its own seat on the bus.
Right on. Now we have extra seats.
Beautiful. And Chicago.
We just talked about 69 and 72. It's easy to position people in a van.
It depends on how big the van is. That thing's a fucking... Churches in the 70s used to have a van like that to take all the kids and orphans to fucking day camp.
Right. And notice the baldness of the tires. I think it's better traction on those Midwest highways.
In December.
That's right.
Yeah.
That helps. Especially when I slide your way down the street.
That's the Lotar Mobile. I went and saw, what was that band we saw?
We went and saw
what was the name of his
Divinity
band?
Compromise.
What were the other bands on that tour? But
Vicious Rumors.
The van was all parked outside. The Lotar Express.
That's the Midwest tour bus machine. You have to ride in it as a rite of passage, and apparently Lee and I haven't yet, so this is our turn.
You're getting initiated.
Getting initiated.
The 7-hour trip from Chicago to Clevo, you'll be initiated.
That's right.
Oh, that'd be great.
So, Oly, you've played a couple shows since we've seen and spoke to you last time. How was the reception and the turnout in Denver and Hollywood?
Everything was great, man. I didn't know what kind of drum set I was going to play, so I had this weird drum set in Denver and in Hollywood. But Portland, I had a great drum set. We had the guy from Witch Mountain just being the coolest guy of all time. He's actually the promoter. And I'm trying to think of his name right now because he's the most awesome guy in the world. No, the other guy. That was like my teleprompter just misfired. Nathan from Witch Mountain runs the Portland show, which is glorious. It's on this cool little pub on it's called Mississippi Avenue in Portland. This little pub that's got like a catwalk and a balcony. So it's like a small pub on the main floor, but like just the bar is cool, the food is cool. It was incredible, man, incredible. And Michael Schneider of Yob or YOB did an acoustic set, and just the bands there, Uzula, and these great bands played, and it was just so chill. And I'm so boring right now saying this.
No, it's all good.
Funny about it. What was funny is getting lost with Michael Carpenter. We can find our way, and of course we didn't. We couldn't get our way back to the studio. We were recording at the same time.
I was just going to ask how that went.
We were in the recording studio with Billy Anderson on the other side of the town, and then the gig was, across the river there, and, if you know Portland, Oregon.
I know Eric probably loved it there.
Yeah.
Dom, weed's legal there. So Eric was in Seventh Heaven.
Like Cleveland.
Right. Yeah.
There's a river.
Did it catch on fire?
No, catching on fire happened.
See, we got that.
That's right. We're one up them.
No, but it was awesome.
So how did the recording go? How many songs did you get done?
We're just doing little singles, 2 songs at a time. Then go away and work it, try and fix it. Something new we need to do, and it's just a way to lay back on it.
So this is going to take 6 months to finish it?
A song, 6 months a song.
No.
Is this going to come out before Blackfinger?
Yeah.
No. No, we're just working it, and it sounds great right now. We're just tweaking it.
I think I just shipped my hands.
So are you going to record everything there, or is that just happen to be where you were? And
well, I like it there, but we're going to definitely... well, we haven't decided. That's why I'm slow to answer.
Because when you get to Cleveland, Dom's got a hell of a setup in his laundry room.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You're more than welcome to use it.
Right.
Right.
But you got to stop mid-song to throw the comforter in the dryer.
Yeah, you got to.
Oh, yeah, you got to hit the beep button.
No, I don't know. Right now, we haven't recorded together. We play live. I played 4 shows now.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds pretty darn clean, like it's getting better all the time. In the studio, it's a matter of it having the right tones. That can be difficult. Get in there and you record something and it doesn't sound as ballsy as you want or something. But right now, that's not the case. Now it's finding the right, nuance for the sound. It sounds good, man. It sounds killer. And we can't tell you a lot about it because we want some surprise.
Right. Well, I'm sure we'll get the.
That's okay. Nobody's listening.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing.
And I'm sure we'll get the. I'm sure we'll get the fucking special treatment the next time you guys roll through and we're hanging out. Right? You bringing beer this time, Jeff?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I will have to bring it from Chicago this time rather than from the brewery. We're not distributed in Cleveland, so when we play you guys, we have to have it delivered. So, but we'll definitely bring some beer, of course.
Be a good time. We got to get you in Cleveland, then, man. I'm gonna have to work on that too.
And yours, I'm sorry, hasn't been sent. We have that gift for you guys. Just hasn't been sent. It's my own fault, but it's because I just brewed and then I left, and oh man, it's just been a crazy schedule.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I have to turn it in, sign a couple paperwork things, and you're going to have some nice beer when we're not there.
Nice, thank you.
That helps. That helps.
I know.
It's great for the liver.
Who needs a liver?
That's right.
Livers are overrated. Or chopped.
Yes, livers are best
So
chopped.
who's on tonight? What's the show like? What's going on?
We have.
I feel so normal.
Yeah, we're gonna get you back. We're gonna get you back in the loop, Oly. We'll get you right back down on our level. We got Pale Divine calling in at 8:30, and at 9:30, the Hookers are calling in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't bring any money.
Who are those girls? That's what I was scared of. I didn't know if I could associate with that.
They're a bunch of lovely young ladies from Kentucky.
Scared. Do you really have hookers coming on tonight?
Lee thought, she's like, oh, we'll call in, but we can't have anything to do with hookers. And I'm like, the band, Lee, the band. Oh.
Oh, there's a band called Hookers?
Yes. They just got off a tour with St. Vitus.
I thought you had hookers on tonight.
No, not tonight.
That would have been weird.
Yeah, it would have been weird.
Listen, I want to say that chopped liver never pays for sex.
That's right.
Other than a fresh rag and a bottle of chloroform.
That's right.
You pay for it one way or the other.
Michael, why do you call yourself chopped liver?
Because I'm everywhere and I'm always the forgotten person in the room.
Not tonight.
Because
the hookers are coming at you, man. You got hookers tonight, Michael. You can just mingle with them. You got it tonight. This is your night, Michael.
It's gonna shine.
Not liver. This is Chop Michael.
Yeah.
With the hookers.
Yeah.
With the hookers.
The hookers.
Some names. What do they call it? And a kick ass and take some names.
That's right. Snapping necks and cashing checks. Woo!
Well, anyway, we have been trying to send you weird stuff.
We've heard this before, didn't Jay?
Today I made an audition. I've been auditioning for a snare line, a drum corps line, and I made it. I'm excited.
Nice. Congratulations. Like you wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
Well, if you knew the stipulations, it's not easy. It's not about talk about hazing.
Oh no.
Is your anus bleeding?
How many cheese burgers can you eat? No, it ain't like that. But Lee wants you to look up your maximum threshold and look Facebook and pull up the video of our Halloween costumes and run that so we can get funny here on the show.
Yeah, because God knows we're not fucking doing. Here we go.
Because we're not doing it right now, are we?
What is it?
No.
Oly's in a grocery bag.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm a malt bag full.
Oh shit! Hang on, I gotta get it back. I can't get it full
Did you
size.
just say a malt
Got
bag?
it. Holy shit. Here we go. Happy Halloween, people. It's late.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm a malt bag full. Reese, 2-row man, and I want to ferment.
And I'm a bag of acidulated grain from Bamberg, Germany.
Together, we make beer.
They're gonna do it now. Watch. Oh, they're going to make beer now. They cut off.
Make beer. Is that what you
Yeah,
call
we
it?
had to cut out the other stuff because, we had the Walt Disney cryogenic head called us. I don't know lately if you guys know this. If you're on a certain promotional list, Walt Disney's head, they revive it for a couple hours. They thaw it out, and he actually calls people that are creative. And he called us on this one, and he was excited, but he just didn't like the part that followed.
Right. Well, what does he know? He
Well,
never calls us. Fuck
That's
Walt
right.
Disney.
He will.
He's got no hands.
That's right. He can't. How can he call?
It's all voice activated.
Oh, he's got the Stephen Hawking going on.
Hey.
Fuck Walt Disney, guys. Come on, really?
This is Walt. Oh, I got a new character then. This is Walt Disney.
Hello.
I love
Hi,
mouses
this is
and
Walt
I hate the
Disney.
Jews.
I've thought out for the 33rd time. I've talked to presidents. I've talked to investors, and I
I've
just
talked
want
to
you to know
hookers.
I don't want you to continue on with this sketch. It might be a little bit too provocative, so I cut it here. Is that okay with you guys? Thank you.
Cut it, and then
you
you just
back into freeze for a while. Apparently, your
we can do
head
that.
can be cryogenically frozen,
Like
and
a
thawed,
fly.
and refrozen, and it doesn't seem to affect it. So like cranberries, you can freeze them things, and thaw them and freeze them back again. Yeah, it tastes the same. Not a big deal.
nice. Oly, so when you come to Cleveland, I talked to Doom General Holzner, and I think his response was, "What the fuck? Every time we come to play, it's one of you motherfuckers' birthday or something along those lines."
So whose birthday is it?
Mine and Ian's actually.
Oh, yeah, play Come Together.
No. I said, hey man, could you throw the sleeper in there? And he said he did the PC thing after he went on his little tirade, and he's like,
It's up to Eric.
I'll talk to everybody. I know it's not up to Eric. Getting high's up to Eric. That's the only thing up to Eric.
I'll play the sleeper. I can hack that.
All right, cool. It's official. I'll tell him. We were actually supposed to be in Chicago tonight at Ron Holzner's house, but him and Mark dropped the ball. Mark's like, oh, man, I didn't know. Ron said he was going to call you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. He called me. What was it, 6 o'clock? He's like, you guys here yet? I'm like, no, we didn't leave. You didn't call me back. He's like, oh, we'll get in the car and come. I'm like, yeah, because it's not a fucking 7-hour car drive.
Are you going to do the show from there?
We're gonna do a little bit of everything from there. I Hate God was playing up there tonight, and we were gonna go up there and do our thing and hang out with our buddies. But apparently,
Gotta go there, man. That's the Addams family house.
to Ron's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're be taking a piss and look behind you, and there's a monkey and a squirrel staring at you.
Monkeys. And a squirrel.
I wonder if it's the monkey that you
in the
bought.
bathroom.
We got to do the quick version here, Oly. But did Dom ever tell you the fucking bullshit story about his monkey?
No.
You've never heard the big?
What's his monkey doing?
You've never heard the biggest ruse in the history of mankind? Hit it, Dom.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh, he's keeping his sugar level straight.
Yeah, he just ate 38 pieces of candy corn.
The one candy I don't like. That's.
What was that? They had some Reese Pieces in there.
Oh shit! I didn't see those.
That's what I was eating.
He's got spiked candy corn.
Okay, here you go.
Wake me up when this bullshit's over.
Okay, so I was in the Philippines. I was walking on right outside the base in Subic Bay. They have all these whores and all these little stores that they sell everything out of. And these clubs, and it used to be in the Book of World Records for the most clubs and bars on one street on Magsaysay in Olongapo. So I was walking down the street with this lady that I'd met.
She was a whore.
And we were walking and going in and out of these bars, and these people were selling weird things, selling animals and stuff on the street. So this lady said, "Oh," and they're selling these monkeys, these little spider monkeys. And she goes, "Oh, buy me monkey, buy me monkey." So I said, "Okay." I had a couple dollars. I just got paid. I was like, I don't know, a few dollars.
Come on, it cost $3 for a monkey there.
It's cheap.
How much what did it cost for a Cleveland steamer?
It was $1.50.
So I bought this monkey, and we were playing with it. We're walking down the street, going in and out of these clubs. And all of a sudden, a little farther down, these people were selling these balloons, these helium balloons. So I was like, "Hey, well, why not?" I asked her. She goes, "Oh, buy me balloon, buy me balloon." And so I bought her a balloon, and I was thinking,
wait for it.
You know what would be really, really good? If I bought all these balloons and then tied it to the monkey. So I tied all these. There was a whole bunch of balloons. I tied this little baby monkey. And then I just had this brilliant idea, just let it go. To let this monkey go, and he's floating off down the street, like in his main strip, just flying, just freaking out.
And now that monkey is residing at Ron Holzner's house in Chicago, Illinois.
He's stuffed in the shitter.
So what do you think about that?
I think it's a load of bullshit.
Bullshit.
I think it's a load of whatever you're putting in the shitter at Ron's house. There's a monkey staring at you with a squirrel as you pee.
Oh,
that's fucking weird.
That's right. We have your own lab.
Yeah, that's what put it over the top. That's what made it weird.
Where's Lee at? What'd you do? Lock her out of the room that you're talking in?
That was her.
That was her.
That was her.
Ow.
That's what we're hearing right now. What is going on?
It's bad reception.
That's what you hear?
Yeah, we're kind of hearing like, then the monkey.
Oh, that's the new corn song they sent us.
Believe
that
me,
sounds like corn.
the monkey story was just a set of
That's the new corn song they sent us.
Believe me,
that
we're
like
good.
corn.
We're good.
We sound good there, don't we?
Yeah. About as good as we're going to sound for 3 hacks.
That's right.
That's right. So we got an interview coming in like 5 minutes, Oly. We got a caller scheduled. Is there anything you want to plug aside from the Skull Show December 14th? Is there an official Allagash Brewery website?
On December the 14th, see us play our music.
In Cleveland this time.
In Cleveland.
All
right.
In Cleveland, not in a suburb.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck off.
Not mentoring anybody or
We're not
nothing
mentoring
like that.
anyone.
Like
No mentoring on the lake.
in Cleveland, the place that rocks.
Cleveland rocks.
Rock.
That's what they say. Drew Carey thinks so.
I think so.
And I'm not going to argue with
We'll
a
see
fat
you
man
there
with black
on,
glasses.
December 14th.
I'm sure we'll
Rock.
talk to you before then, Oly.
All right.
What are you guys getting into tonight?
Each other.
Making more
Right.
beer?
They're making beers.
I heard that.
They're married. That's what married people do.
They make
they don't.
married people make beer?
Don't fool
No,
yourself.
well, they call it different things. Either that or they married people either make whoopee or they ignore each other.
Yep.
Well, we're making whoopee and drinking beer. And making beer.
There we go.
Nice.
Oh, here's our other call, Oly. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Oly. Thanks, bud.
All right, later.
Later. Maximum Threshold, you're on the air.
How you doing? This is Greg and Darren from Pale Divine. All right.
What's going on, guys?
What's shaking, bacon?
What's crack-a-lacking?
Did we lose them?
What was that?
Oh, there they are. What's going on, guys?
Too much.
Not
Hanging out.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the Pale Divine camp, man. The last month or so has been pretty busy. Why don't you let everybody know what's going on with you guys? Besides the fact that you hooked up with like the Doom father of Doom, Merciful Mike Smith, and his kick-ass company.
Yeah, we've known Mike for a while. He's been a friend of ours. Of course, we met him through the Days of the Doom festival, and
He's a motivated dude.
yeah, very busy, very motivated. Plus, he's just an all-around great guy. Actually, he started managing us, I guess, a couple of months ago, and has been really, working his butt off, promoting us, and getting us radio interviews and things like that.
Nice.
So, yeah, he's been helping us out a lot.
Nice. So
Like,
aside from that, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's going to be some vinyl stuff, reissues coming out, and you threw up online. You got a demo in the works that's going on. When is everything? One of the reissues coming out? Is it going to be? It's going to be next year, right?
Well, we just had our vinyl reissue of Thunder Perfect Mind come out. That's out now. So we just received our copies about 2 weeks ago. And, yeah, they look great. They sound great. Nice double LPs with some bonus tracks on them. And that's through Spark Records. And then Shadow Kingdom is going to be re-releasing Cemetery Earth. That'll be out probably December. It should be out before the end of the year.
yeah, we have to finalize the layout, and then I think it's going to be out. I think we're going to finalize the layout this weekend, probably Sunday, and then hopefully just a few weeks, and then it'll be available through Shadow Kingdom. And people should be able to pick it up through places like Best Buy, Barnes & Noble, definitely Amazon, all the usual online stuff that should be available. So we're pretty excited about that. It's our album. It's the one album I think that people seem to like the most. Actually, Thunder Perfect Mind, which was our debut, I think a lot of people really dig that one a lot, and that would probably be followed by Cemetery Earth. That's like people's second favorite.
Right. Cemetery Earth was like, when I heard that, I was like, there's no going back. These guys are awesome. That was the one that got me, and that's the one I always play. That's like my go-to, It's at least a once-a-week record.
Awesome.
And once a week usually means like if I put it in on a Tuesday, that's probably what I get to jam some tunes at work, so that's like my Tuesday work album, and then I'll go be like, I've listened to it like 6 times in a row. I'm going to throw something in to break it up, and I'll throw like Fight or something on real quick, and then I go put Cemetery Earth right back on after like 2 or 3 Fight songs.
And Adamant.
Awesome. Yeah. I think it's one of our favorite ones too. I got to say, it's probably the one when it was all said and done, we were the most happy with as far as production quality. The songs, a lot of the songs are what we play live. Of course, there's a couple from Thunder Perfect Mind. There's a couple from every album, but I think that overall, a lot of the live sets draw largely from Cemetery Earth. There's just some really great songs on it. Cemetery Earth, of course, the title track.
The Eyes of Destiny.
Eyes of Destiny, yeah, we play that a lot.
Yeah, we do have Soul Searching. We do a lot.
Yep.
We've also done Seven Circle a number of times.
The Traveler, we always hit the Traveler. I mean, it's so much fun for us to play. It's a great song, and it gets a great audience reaction. So, we're really, really excited to have it available again because everybody's been asking about it.
And it's been out of print now for a number of years. I mean, I think I've seen a couple of people trying to sell it on online for a couple $100s, and I don't think they've had much success. But nonetheless, if they're asking that much for it, it must be pretty hard to get. So, it's nice to be able to make it available again.
Now, how do you feel about that when you see that? You're like $200, and you're like, man, we were having a hell of a time letting it go for 13, man, at the time.
I hear you.
Do you want to go remember that part in Jane Silent Bob when they read all the shit that people were talking about them online and they printed off all the users' names and went to their house and kicked their ass? Do you guys do you print the list off and you're like, all right, Greg, get on a plane, man. We got to go to Wisconsin and then we're shooting over to Portland real quick. We got to knock these dudes around a little bit.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I certainly have been on, the other end of that whole thing. I've sold records and things like that for extortionate prices on eBay.
It's just flattering to think that somebody holds it that high, at that high of a value.
Yeah, definitely. If it's worth, I mean, I don't know if it actually sells for that much. If it does, that's a pretty awesome feeling that somebody's willing to pay that much for a record that originally cost like $12 when it was released.
But for somebody to think it's worth that much is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
So what?
As soon as something goes out of print, it just word gets around, and then it becomes like the holy grail.
Right.
People will jump through hoops to get it simply because it's out of print, whether or not it's their favorite album or they really are that much in love with the music. If they ever have a passing interest in a band, if something goes out of print, it absolutely increases the value. So,
So let everybody know, before we get really into this, let everybody know where they can find out all about Pale Divine and order merch from you guys and tour dates and new releases and all that good stuff.
Well, I guess the best place to go is Facebook. We post on Facebook pretty regularly whenever something's happening as far as shows, new merchandise is available, new demos, videos, things like that. The easiest way to post all that stuff is Facebook. I mean, that's probably the quickest way. So find us on Facebook, and
we do also have a website, but a lot of times it doesn't get updated as quickly.
Well, it's under construction.
Yeah.
Which means you guys didn't pay your bill.
Right. It's under construction. Ours is under construction a lot, too, isn't it, Dom?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's the polite way of saying it doesn't get updated very often.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, everybody can find out about what we're doing on Facebook. Shows, there's usually some live pics that follow a show up that people, come to the show, take pictures, post pictures and everything. That's the place to go. So
what's it looking like for the rest of the year? You guys got a lot of gigs coming up, or are you just working on new material and you're going to hit it hard again next year, getting out and playing some shows? Or
Well, we kind of just been rebooting, I'd say, over the past year or so. We've got a lot of songs. We've got a lot of songs written that we need to get down, recorded somehow, and then we're trying to get more back into some shows, but kind of easing into it. It's kind of when we take on a lot of shows, then our creative process suffers a little bit, and it takes us a while to get back around. And so we really want to just finish what we're working on before we commit to too much. But we've got the Shot Festival coming up next weekend, in Richmond, Virginia. And after that, we've got a couple local shows here and there. I don't think we've got too much focus on the next year. But we're definitely looking to get out there and hit some more places.
And
yeah, I think the guys' position of focus right now is on writing new material. I know that when the last album came out, Paint a Windows Black, it was kind of our intention to sort of purge the slow, doom, epic, dramatic type of thing out of our system. And that album is pretty much exactly that. It's pretty brooding, dark, heavy, and you know, it sort of polarized people a little bit. You know, there were some people that were more into the up-tempo, stoner, 70s-ish psychedelic rock stylings of like Under Perfect Mind and stuff off of Eternity Revealed. And there's, of course, all the other people that like the long, epic songs like Cemetery Earth and Island the Traveler. So I guess with the Paint a Windows Black, we kind of really focused, kind of honed in on that vibe from Cemetery Earth, the title track, and the Traveler, and just made it pretty epic. And you know, wanted to kind of tell a story and just make it kind of a more cerebral type of a record. But now, you know, with all that having been out of our system, we want to kind of get back into more of the, you know, shorter songs, something that has more of an immediate effect, you know, maybe not quite as epic. For me personally, you know, the songs like, from Under Perfect Mind, Amplify is probably one of my all-time favorite Paul Divine songs. It's not really a short one, but it's, you know, it's got a lot of different movements, so even though it's only 11 minutes long, it usually keeps people engaged. I like, you know, I'd like to get back to some of the more up-tempo, more rocking type stuff, and, you know, I mean, at this point, I think we have enough material under our belt where we don't really necessarily, you know, have to prove anything to anybody as far as being, you know, doom, total doom, true doom, or whatever. I mean, I think we can pretty much, I think whatever we do is going to sound like Pale Divine no matter what. So, you know, I think if nothing else at this point, we got to a, you know, a situation where you can just kind of have fun and really, have, you know, just look at what we've done and try to, you know, pinpoint where we're going to go from here out. I mean, material-wise, I think that's what we've been trying to focus on, you know, thinking of an album, thinking of the material in terms of an album, you know, a good starting song, you know, just kind of a good flow of material. And, you're pretty busy writing, I guess.
Yeah, lately everything's been having much more of a, just like a hard rock, blues-based feel. You know, we still have the, you know, the darker tones and everything, but not quite just, yeah, so slow and epic, you know, like Darren was saying. It's more just natural progressions and kind of comfort, you know, music in a way, but it also allows for a lot more of expression in other areas. So I think it's different, but at the same time, you know, you'll recognize it as being us right away.
Yeah, we're not as miserable anymore, so we can kind of get a little bit more
right.
Definitely happy here, I guess.
So, why is that? Why are you guys so happy? Getting some groupies on the road?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Turn the music down.
Because, I don't know, I guess, you know, a little older and you know, I don't know if it was necessarily a case of being unhappy, but I think, you know, when Greg and I started playing, I mean, our main influences were bands like, well, Trouble, of course, but also Candlemass, Solitude Aeternus. And, you know, we kind of wanted to write material in that vein. Plus, you know, we were also in the 70s rock, obscure 70s rock, as well as, you know, some of the more well-known stuff like Sabbath and, you know, Deep Purple and Dry Heat, things like that. But I guess, I don't know, when we started, we wanted to sort of try to have, you know, our identity be more of a doom-oriented sound. And I think, I'll just speak for myself, and not Greg, but I think we really identified doom metal with being slow, sort of, you know, dreary, brooding and dark. And I think after being, after doing this for so long, we realized, well, it doesn't always have to be so dreary. It can, it can be heavy, but not depressing. So I don't know if we're necessarily so much happier, but as far as musically, as far as what's been influencing us, yeah, I'd say it's probably more the lighter side of the doom metal genre.
So you've been listening to a lot of Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez.
Ooh, that's hot.
Yep. Mostly Selena Gomez. Greg, I think, is more he's a believer.
He's got Bieber fever.
He's got Bieber. Which one of you guys is twerking?
What was that? What was that?
I said, which one of you guys is twerking with Miley Cyrus?
Not twerking? That'd be Greg. He's a twerker.
Dom's twerking right now in the in the studios.
In my loincloth.
We're gonna definitely try to incorporate more twerking in the Pale Divine thing. At least live anyway.
That'll put it right over the top. You won't need Mike. You won't need anybody then.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to create a really good visual because we're going to set Fez up with the twerking. He's definitely the sex symbol of the band.
You should put him in a Man of War loincloth in the Devo Energy Dome.
Yeah.
It looks really good on Dom, but Dom's got big man titties.
I do. And, yeah.
And he shaves his left nipple and lets the right one
be all natural.
Yeah,
I do.
He's a hippie.
Thank you. And a rebel. That's why I only do one side.
So if a band comes to you, and not saying that you're old and that, but you're elder statesman of doom, so to speak now. So if a young up-and-coming band came to you and asked you for advice, and I love to ask doom metal guys this because a lot of these kids, man, just think you go low and slow and that makes you doom. If a young up-and-coming band asked you guys for advice, what would be the advice that you would give a doom band in 2013?
Well, you want to go with this?
Yeah, I'll give my 2 cents. My advice would be, play what you want to play, but don't overtly try or blatantly try to overdo it. Don't do things because it's doom. Do things because that's what you want to do and that's what sounds good and that's what feels right. Don't try to pigeonhole yourself because it will not really do you that much good.
Yeah, I mean, I think somebody playing doom. I think you've got to really pretty much it's got to be where your head is at. I mean, it's got to it's got to pretty much come from the inside. If somebody starts out and they says, "Well, I want to play doom metal. I want to play like Electric Wizard or whatever," and then they start writing songs that sound exactly like Electric Wizard because it's their favorite band, I would caution them probably not to do that because there's already about 50 Electric Wizards out there. And speaking personally, I'm a little bit kind of tired of it.
Right.
Heard enough. I mean, one Electric Wizard, couple more. It's okay if that's your thing, but it just seems to me like there's a lot of bands that are forming, that are starting out, and they're sort of paying, tribute to their bands rather than really expressing themselves and playing something that comes from them, from their own creativity. It seems less than sincere.
Yeah, and doom metal is great. We all love doom metal. But if you're in a band and to say you play doom metal and to go out and market yourselves as doom metal, you're really alienating yourself and putting yourself in a corner far away from the rest of the world that has no idea what doom metal is, when in reality, a good percentage of those people might really like it if they didn't think it was something it's not. Like a lot of people, like to an outsider, I'd say doom metal, and they think automatically death metal, and they think growling vocals and
slow death metal,
and just like slow death metal, and really that's not what it is. There's a lot of doom metal out there with a lot of soul, a lot of feeling, great musicianship, and it's a shame that the label really has that effect on it, but it does. So that would be my advice: is just go out there and play music and be whatever people perceive you as, and don't take offense to it. That's okay, you know. Just I wouldn't market yourself solely as doom metal.
Yeah, just play your music, and if somebody calls it doom metal, then roll with it, because it's after all, they're going to take whatever you do and they're going to personalize it anyway.
They got to put it into a category like everything.
Yeah, and it's kind of helpful. I mean, if you're checking something out and your buddy has a record or something, and you're like, oh, who's that? What are they all about? It's the quick description is like, oh, well, they're stoner rock, or they're doom metal, or they're death metal, or they're gothic rock, whatever. So at least you have enough to sort of like, have something to go on to decide, I guess, more or less if it's what you're into. But it's really limiting to describe music in one simple term. But we all do it, and
right.
It's not necessary even.
But I think too, it's people that are outside of the scene that don't know it, that use that one word and get turned off about it. Because if somebody's hip to it, and you say, oh, it's doom metal, I mean, people that are down and know about it, they're, you don't have to really say much. They get it and they understand that it could fit in a very big spectrum of doom metal. It could fall anywhere in between there. So it doesn't necessarily have to be low and slow and all that stuff. But I think it's more the outsiders that...
It's become so big that it really needs its own subgenres now.
Right.
There's so many different, aspects of it. And it's just... But the main fact is that a lot of people, just the majority of people still don't even know what doom metal is. Even though within doom metal there's 50 different subgenres.
Yeah, I mean, from our perspective, it's like, we just assume that everybody's heard of The Obsessed. We just assume that, St. Vitus is a household name, that every household has at least one Candlemass album.
Right.
But that's not the case, The reality is that doom metal is still very obscure, to the mainstream. And, I mean, if a band came up to me and said, hey, we want to be a doom metal band, what would be your advice? I'd say, do something else.
Right.
I mean, unless, you absolutely feel that. I mean, that's where your head is at. That's where you are emotionally as it pertains to your music. Well, then, fuck yeah. I mean, you got to do it. You got to be sincere. Do it from your heart.
All I'm saying is, just be a band.
Right on.
But if it turns out, if you're doom metal, then that's what it is. But I wouldn't specifically market yourself as such.
The other thing is,
if you want to be successful.
Well, success is subjective, but a lot of times when doom metal, like Greg said, has so many different subgenres. When you say that, somebody asks, well, what kind of music do you play? And you say doom metal, and they check you out, and they're expecting something that sounds like Electric Wizard or I Hate God or some of maybe the more sludgy or extreme cases of doom metal. They might argue the fact that you're not doom metal. Everybody has their own little possessive thing with doom metal. I mean, for instance, we went to Europe in 2005, played Doom Shall Rise, which was a festival over there just exclusively for doom metal bands. And there was bands like Warning, who were very slow, plodding, just strict orthodox doom. And then there was us, and we're not really very orthodox along those lines. So when we started reading some of the reviews, the people that were more hip to what we were doing, the more rock-in type stuff, they really liked us. They really dug what we were doing. But the people that were more prone to qualifying doom as this more orthodox, slow, brooding style, they were like, these guys aren't doom. They're too rockin'. They're more stoner, So it's like, if you're gonna call yourself doom metal, you have to be pretty much prepared for people to say, well, you're not really doom metal because you don't sound exactly like St. Vitus. You don't sound exactly like Trouble,
right,
or whoever they're.
But who does?
What's that?
I said, who does though?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where, Pentagram is doomed to a lot of people, but I mean, to me, it depends on the era. To me, it's like, well, the 70s definitely is more like classic rock. I mean, I hear a lot of similarities between early Pentagram and Kiss. you know. And then of course there's the '80s era with Victor, and that to me sounds more like, you know, straight up heavy metal.
Right.
To say that it's doom is, you know, that's completely subjective when you compare it to something like St. Vitus, which is really slow, depressing, you know, hardcore, just boom. So I don't know.
Right.
But everybody has their own definition, and you know, you can't argue with them because they're most of the time their mind's made up, and you know, it's like arguing about music. It's like, I don't know, kind of silly. There's no right or wrong. It's completely subjective.
Exactly. So when you guys were at that fest, now that you threw out Warning, did you check them out?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you?
Yeah, we tried to catch as many bands as we could. It was a nice little trip we had over there. We were out there for about 2 weeks, and you know, toured most of Germany, I think, and some parts of Belgium, and we did Rotterdam, and
we played with Count Raven at the Belgium Doom Night.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And Esoteric, and it was.
So we brought the Warning up. So I'll ask you what you think. Then what do you? I know you guys. If you're digging Warning and all that, you've had to heard 40 Watt Sound. What do you think of that?
Well, I like Warning a lot. I get into them on their demos. First demo was a little more Sabbathy, and I really liked it a lot. And then they gradually kind of slowed down their thing. And it's funny because when we went over there, we checked into the hotel, and Greg and the guy we had playing bass for us at the time, Perry Grayson, we all went down to the hotel bar, and Patrick Walker was sitting there, and we were talking to Patrick, and yeah, he was asking about, hey, you guys play in Maryland a lot, right? And we're like, yeah, you know, we do. And he's like, well, you guys ever play with Revelation? And at the time, Revelation had not played in some time. And we said, no, you know, we haven't played with Revelation, but I think, did we do a show with Against Nature or something? We did something with Brenner, I think.
Yes.
So we got on the subject to John Brenner, and he was saying that he was so enamored with Revelation. And anybody who's heard Revelation knows that they have a very distinctive vocal style.
Right.
Which is, you know, some people hate it, some people love it. In this case, Patrick Walker loved it. And he told us that he was actually trying to sing more like John Brenner, which was a little confusing.
Right.
But, you know, it was cool because it was, I guess, the way that Patrick wanted to present his idea of what Doom was. To him, the be-all, end-all for Doom metal was Revelation. And I thought, you know, Patrick Walker did a really good job of singing on the first two demos that they put out. And then I was a little disappointed that it sounded like he was trying to sound like somebody else. But, you know, certainly The Strength to Dream and what was the album after that? I forget the name of it. But those two albums those are really like legendary doom metal albums. I mean, 40 Watt Sun, you know, I'm not as familiar with them. I've heard, I'm not sure how many albums they have. I know I heard the first one, and I mean, there were some Warning isms, but
right.
I mean, it was a little bit different. It seemed to me like it was just a little bit more broader. Like maybe they wanted to kind of make the music go beyond the traditional doom trappings, sounds. I've heard it referred to as shoegazing, but I'm not really even sure what the hell that means. So,
wait a minute. Now, shoegazers were the mid '90s like mopey bands. Don't fall for that shit. Someone says that, punch him in the gooch.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy into that. But no, I mean, Warning, you know, live they were amazing. You were there too. Talking to Greg's wife Shannon, she was there. She went to the Doom Show Rise with us. Yeah, I mean, they won everybody over. They were just so intense. And the sound there, it was in a chapel, and the acoustics were really good. Plus, they had like a really nice sound system, great PA. And Warning were just so heavy, but I mean, again, I mean, they're just a really emotional, epic band. So I'm glad we had the opportunity to see them because I don't think it was that much long after that they broke up.
Right. Killer. So when do you guys foresee, we're going to put you on the hot seat now, when do you foresee the new stuff coming out? Is it going to be next year, or do you think you're going to really take your time on it, and maybe it'll see the light of day 2015 sometime?
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now, I mean, we're moving along at a pretty good clip. I'd say we pretty much have enough material right now for the next album, but I think that once we get all our ducks in a row and look at all the songs, you know, we might maybe wait on a couple. You know, I mean, most of the time it's Greg and I that practice, and you know, Greg is the riffmeister. I mean, as soon as he plugs in his guitar, is usually the best time to get things rolling along, because he's always coming up with these awesome riffs. So sometimes, you know, we have like, right now I think we have about 8 songs. Wouldn't it be about 8 songs?
Yeah, 8 or 9.
But, you know, last week we were practicing and we just started busting out with some other cool stuff. So, you know, I mean, something comes up and we feel like, oh man, that's such a great riff. We gotta do something with that. You know, it might kind of set things back a little bit. But like I said, I mean, I think we have enough material to make a bulk of the album up. So, you know, to finish it up and to have a full album, I think it shouldn't take more than just a couple months. And then, you know, I mean, we got to record it. We got to figure out, you know, what we're going to do regarding a label. I mean, we've even talked about just putting it out ourselves, you know, but I don't know, that might be financially prohibitive, so we'll see. But one step at a time. And right now, you know, we're moving along writing stuff, so. Well, hopefully, sooner than later. That's kind of vague, but that's the best answer I can give you.
I would say 2014 we'll have something out. I mean, honestly, we could rush things and we could have something out, you know, by the end of this year. But it's we normally like to I think we already had 3 songs that were written and we've already weeded out. You know, so by the time we get everything is said and done, you never know what's going to make the cut.
Very good. Sooner rather than later is always a good thing. And then before we let you go, I got one quick one for you. I've heard rumblings and rumors that Greg is actually Papa Emeritus from Ghost. Can you confirm or deny any of those rumors?
For one night.
One night only, that's right.
One night only?
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. You heard it. So not only did we have Pale Divine on tonight, we had Ghost on as well.
We're in the contract. Let's talk about that, though. It's super secret Scooby-Doo stuff.
Of course. All right, guys, we appreciate you coming on. When you talk to Mike, if you talk to Mike before we do, tell him we said hello. I talked to him earlier today. And before we let you go, can you do us a favor and do a ID for us? You know, say who you are, what band you're with. You're listening to Maximum Threshold Radio, and throw anything crazy out there at the end that you want.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no problem. All right, this is Greg Diener.
And Darren McCluskey from Pale Divine, and you're listening to Maximum Threshold Radio.
Woo! Pale Divine rock!
Perfect. Thank you. I was going to tell you to include her, too, so she didn't feel left out, but she just jumped right in there. Cool.
Right in there, yeah.
Hello.
She's not shy.
Nice. Cool. All right, guys. We appreciate it. Have a good rest of the evening. I can't wait for the new stuff to come out, and I'm sure we'll be in contact now that we got a mutual friend in Mike.
Everybody's my friend.
It was good to talk to you guys.
Oh, definitely.
Hopefully, you know, maybe we shed a little light on some stuff, you know. But at the very least, it was cool talking to you guys.
Excellent. Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
You too.
I was on the radio, too.
All right, and here's some new Pale Divine, the demo that they've been working up. They threw it online, so if you haven't had a chance to check it out now.
3-prong glass of gangster Merlot. Cause we be gangster hangs and that's what gangster hangs do. Boom shakalaka, ain't that what they say? I got a Glock with your name on it every day. Discount at McDonald's, I'd like me a McChicken. There's a hole in my box that you could stick a dick in. I'm a bingo queen, don't you ever forget. I'm like B-I-N when I go spit. Hairy and black, I like 'em big like King Kong. Roll my diaper to the side and just stick it. Sprinkle, sprinkle of wrinkle, sprinkle of wrinkle, baby. I'm a great French kisser 'cause I don't have teeth. What I want for dinner, baby, is a pound of beef. She's a great sprinkle of wrinkle, baby.
shit!
Brand new Sepultura for you. The Tsunami goes out to my Nihongo family.
when I'm not busy trying to get Dom's face out of a man's ass, I'm listening to Maximum Threshold Radio!
Hi, I'm one of the 37 pentagrams on Jeff Blackbird's arm, and when I'm not watching him whack his weenie, I listen to Maximum Threshold. Roar.
Regulars rocking, probably with their sister. I mean, we're listening to Maximum Threshold right here. Maximum Threshold Radio Show.
Phone lines are open. Call now, 440-709-4977. Once again, that number is 440-709-4977.
Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now.
You can now hear the Maximum Threshold Radio Show on Stitcher Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, and Palm Pre, on demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free today at Stitcher.com. Once again, you can hear Maximum Threshold Radio Show on Stitcher.com.
Donate to the Maximum Threshold Radio Show and Network today. Just click the PayPal button and know that everything you donate will go directly to the production of the programming and network. Thank you.
Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now.
Have a smartphone, iPod, iPad, or even Roku? Grab the app, tune in, and search Maximum Threshold and hear the show live directly from your device.
Maximum Threshold is like sitting in an empty car with 15 Playboy Playmates washing it with nothing on.
This is Daisy De La Hoya, and you're listening to Maximum Threshold, and we love orgies.
Who is that whore?
Daisy De La Hoya.
Oh, I was right calling her a whore then.
No, she's like family.
My sister's a fucking whore.
You know that Dom's a filthy, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's so funny because he
tries like he's not. Like
yeah, and he
What?
just throws like in a random dirty comment.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I like when he touches like, you ever go see the Girl Scouts selling cookies at Walmart in the parking lot and jerk off for like 3 hours while you're taking pictures? I'm like, what, Dom? He's like, I mean, did you see the new Walmart opened up?
I did.
Yeah.
No, he's not like that. He just likes
Yes,
to say.
he is.
He just likes to say dirty things.
Inappropriate, Dom.
Yes. Uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Uncomfortable.
The no-no spot.
Tom, you know what we got to do? We got to keep you up late on a Friday night, Saturday morning, and have you call into 669.
No?
In the 669.
The neighbor of the beast.
Dude, he's got an assorted cast on, Mike.
Does he still have Sweet Ass Sassafras?
Oh, Sweet Ass Sass, that's his show, yeah.
And
But I mean,
Sassy Ass wrapped in plastic?
Yep.
Is
But
the
he's got-
Unibonger still calling?
Oh, yes. Yes, and Dion even still calls in.
669 is like this show, but with worse music and better talent.
Ooh, damn, that's tough.
No, not really. The music.
A little Dangerous Toys?
Yep. Nice riff.
You like how I knew that right off the bat?
That was good, man.
Wait, I can't even sing.
Mike is the cock rock, what I am into thrash.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
There I was looking for something new, man, come to telling you.
I did.
You wanna make $10 that get the dirty looks? Hey man, tell me what I gotta do.
All right, that's enough. No, I mean, that's enough of me singing.
Okay.
Why would you pick this song? I mean, this isn't a bad song, but...
You just me big boy.
Don't stop now, you. Wake up to broken bones in the gutter.
I love the early Dangerous Toy stuff.
No, why did you do this?
You want it? It's better than that.
No, it's not, dude. I love Dangerous Toys.
You said you want.
No, I said enough of me singing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I just hate it.
We do a cover of this song.
I was just about to say that. Hey, tell everybody when the next big show is. Give a drum roll. Uranium, toxic, shoxic, roxic, dangerous, and pretty.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Crude high.
Sugar high, sugar low. Whoa, no.
Aww.
Lost my foot, lost my leg. Going blind. Diabetes. Gutter, nutter butter.
Gutter butter.
Mud butt.
Mud butt.
Swamp ass. Swamp ass.
All right, kill it now. We've got through the best part of the song. The next big
Let's just
show.
get into that. Hi, this is Michael. Oh, shit. Perfect. Did you play the Huntress interview?
No. I got him.
Did you break
the
up
St.
for our
Vitus?
new sponsor? The Go Girl?
Yeah, I gave it.
I got him.
That's the next commercial you should play.
I didn't know it was a sponsor one. I didn't get a chance to listen to him, but I got him though. See, you're taking away the fun.
The fun of you being unorganized?
That's right.
Are you in pain?
I thought... does it hurt when you're fisted?
He's having a fucking heart attack, Mike. Do something.
Is he having a grabber?
Do something.
Well, he probably doesn't have any money in his wallet, so I don't know what to do.
There ain't no cash.
Because when someone passes out, you go
That's
through their
right.
purse
That's
or their
the first
wallet.
thing you do.
You act
Second
like you're
thing-
looking for their
What's the
ID.
second thing? You put on a rubber.
That's right.
Why? You don't need one then.
Well, you don't want to leave evidence.
In your mouth.
Right. Put it in your mouth.
Yeah, do they ever scrape the inside of the mouth?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I never seen it.
They swap it with
and
a
any of
Q-tip.
the movies, TV shows I ever seen, when they pull it by, they never.
You don't watch Law and Order.
They
then.
swab the.
They never swab their mouth.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
do with
do.
one of those giant toothpick-looking
I've
things.
never.
That you
And it's
probably
got
had
the
one
Q-tip
put in
in.
your wiener
He-
after
yeah,
you.
he has got it in his
after you hired
dick
that
hole.
hooker.
Ooh,
Before you bought the monkey.
You know that shit hurts.
Show me Q-tip.
Me no give you quappy.
It no hurt.
I thought you were giving us a drum roll for our next big.
I did.
Round eye ain't gonna burn when you pee next time.
All right. This November 22nd.
22nd.
With Kill Devil Hill featuring Rex Brown of Pantera and Trouble and
In
down.
trouble?
Trouble? Why did I say
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Sorry,
No, that's all right.
I've been drinking over here with formerly of Pantera and Down, and Vinny Appice, formerly of Dio, Black Sabbath, and Heaven and Hell.
That's right.
And vocalist extraordinaire Dewey Bragg and guitar virtuoso
Dewey
Mark
was in
Zevon.
Pissing Razors, wasn't he? He was, yeah. Remember that band, Pissing Razors?
Yeah.
So Kill Devil Hill, November 22nd.
That's right. They get to share the stage with Morning Wagon.
It'll also be the last show at Tequila Jack's once the guaranteed is paid. So far, we're the only three going.
Oh, come on. The Morning Wagon.
Oh, and Shannon's going. And
Wait, we're giving away tickets, too.
Morning Wagon brings at least 5 to 7 people
That's
every
right.
show.
As long as they charge $1,200 a ticket, golden.
You want to give away some tickets?
I don't fucking care.
We don't have them yet.
We don't have tickets.
So we give a guest list.
No, we don't do that.
Yeah.
No. Wait till
you want to get on the guest list?
You're
you're my guitar
I'm on
tech.
the guest list.
You're my guitar
He's
tech.
my drum
I'm
tech.
his drum
Fuck
You're the
you.
drum tech, guitar tech.
Yeah, hey, can you plug my patch cord into my Christmas tree thing?
My Christmas tree.
Douche. Maximum Threshold, you're on the air.
Hey, brother, it's Adam from the Hookers.
Adam, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? How the hell are you?
We're doing good, man. How's everything going over there in Hookerville?
That's right.
Going good, man. Same old shit, just rocking and rolling.
How much for a grumpy munchkin?
Not enough.
Not enough.
How much to take a shot? I have a specific number in mind to take a shot across the grape. What's your number?
What's my number? 17.
Whoa. Mine's a little
That's right.
higher.
American?
That's the legal age of consent in Kentucky.
Hang on.
I-O.
So it's legal to bang your sister as long as she's 17?
Oh, fuck yeah. It's not only legal, it's preferred.
It's preferred.
It's suggested.
Awesome. Adam, you guys just finished up with a really kick-ass tour with St. Vitus, man. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was incredible, man. Best tour of our lives, probably. Vitus guys are amazing. Greatest guys ever. Serious party animals.
Oh, yeah. Did you wake up in the morning going, they're still going at it, and I feel like I got one foot in the grave?
Oh, yeah, Wino especially. That guy's a machine, man. An absolute machine. Impossible to keep up with him.
I know that
we tried, though.
Yeah, try is the key word. I know you probably saw it because I saw it, and I was freaking amazed. Like, a lot of bands will have, like, a beer or a couple bottles of water up on the stacks and that on stage and everything. They had fists of whiskey on their speakers. Man.
That's right. They sure did. I love finishing those bottles every night with those guys. Good times, man.
Hell yeah. So how did it go? How were you received on that tour, man? Because I hate to put you guys like in like on your punk and you got kick-ass elements, a little bit of everything, man. You're just fucking straight up badass rock and roll, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, it went over pretty good, man. I think some of the audiences were shocked, but also it's kind of good to have a faster band with a bunch of slower bands like that. It keeps everybody interested,
Right.
I think that's what they liked about it too, is having like a high energy like rock and roll band on the showcase, so it wasn't so boring. Not that they're boring, but 3 slow bands in a row bums everybody out,
Yeah, it'd be like a man, like the drinking the Kool-Aid, man. Everybody's on the floor and everything. They're all depressed and.
That's right.
Right. Tom's a douche. What? So here, Adam, you'll appreciate this. I'm sure you're familiar with the band Trouble.
Oh, sure, of course.
So Oly's going to call in. They're doing the skull thing. So Oly's a friend of the show, and they text me like right before the show come on. They haven't called in a while. They had some stuff going on, and his wife actually texts, and Lee says, "Hey, Oly and I were going to call in tonight. What do you got going on?" And I said, "Well, let me call you or text you when I get to the studio." I said, "I know we got a lot of stuff going on." I said, "And I'll tell you a time that'll work." And she goes, "Oh, who do you have coming on tonight?" And I said, "Dom has some band coming on." I said, "Pale Divine and Hookers are coming on." And she texts back, she's like, awesome. She's like, we can go on in any two bands. I don't really know if we want to be associated with hookers on the air, though. So I had to tell her, I'm like, no, Lee, it's a band. She's like, oh, I didn't know. She's like, I thought you were actually having hookers down at the studio. I was like, oh, yeah, that's not in our budget.
Yeah, you guys got that kind of budget, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just order in some prostitutes, fuck it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if it was like the $5 variety, we could probably all throw in.
They are from Kentucky.
Prostitutes, they're cheaper.
Right.
The she-male?
That's right. That's a lot cheaper, man. You'll get your money's worth, trust me.
Is there something you're trying to tell us? Did you ever?
I got nothing to say. I can't tell you any secrets. You know? Come on now.
Did you ever accidentally pull some pants down and get a swinging cock in your face?
Damn.
Accidentally? No.
Hi-yo! Winner, chicken dinner.
Good time.
Fucking badass. Not on purpose, no. And I know you didn't get none of that in Cleveland. We ain't got none of that freaky shit going on.
No. Jeff's been looking.
Actually, last time I played in Cleveland, we played by some kind of tranny bar. There was hundreds of them.
Right. Perfect. It segues right into the next question, and you brought it up. Who in the band is most likely to hook up with a tranny?
I think the entire band is probably. All we do is drink and do drugs. Anything's on the table after a couple days of that, man.
Right? Pre or post-op, or it don't really matter at that point?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Well, I think, if it's post-op, that's not really a tranny anymore to me.
That's a woman. She's a lady.
That's a guy who stuck his dick in the microwave.
She's a lady.
Hell yeah, man.
Hey there, sure. That's a lovely gash you got just below your belly button.
I got run over by a train.
Right. How much did that labia cost you?
$50.
So what's the plan now, Adam? What are you guys going to do? You going to take a little time off the road and relax a little bit, man? Or
Yeah, we're going to take off until sometime, and I think we go back out and start touring again in February. I'm not sure. I think West Coast. We got a new album coming out in the spring, so we're just waiting a little while. But we've been out a lot this year, so we're taking a little break.
That's cool, man. That's cool. And springtime, the album's going to drop, huh?
Yeah, it'll probably be out. I'm thinking it'll be out sometime in March.
What label you guys still? You going with Green Mist still, or you find somebody else?
No, definitely not Green Mist. There'll be a couple people arguing over it right now. We'll see who it comes out on.
That's good when people are fighting over you, man.
Yeah, sure. Good. But we'll see how it goes. I'm stoked about it. It's our fastest record, man, ever.
I was just gonna say I'm stupid for asking this, but I heard you sold out on this record, and it's all acoustic love songs and shit.
Fuck, I wish it was.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Well, just thank us on the liner notes then for giving you that good idea.
That's right. I'll send you a royalty check when we make it big.
There you go. We'll do the same for you too.
That's fantastic.
So you got an album title? Can you give any of that information, or is it like top secret?
The album's called "It's Midnight: The Witching Hour."
Perfect. I love that, man.
What it's called. 13 songs. It'll be. It's a real fast one. Real fast.
Cool. So, have you watched any new horror movies to get inspiration for this new little ditty that you got dropping?
Killing.
Not too many. I'm always searching for something new to watch. We've been getting pretty into some old horror comics and shit. That's what the album's based on. But still a lot of horror movie references and shit. Blood on Satan's Claw, a couple movies like that. Satan's Slave. Just really delving into the satanic movies lately.
There's nothing wrong with that, brother.
Oh, fuck no, definitely not. Good stuff. Just a Devil's Reign, the classic.
Cool.
The scariest movie to me is Sex and the City.
Ooh, that is.
Nothing scarier than a bunch of postmenopausal, horny old women.
What about the sequel? Think about that. That's even scarier.
Ain't that some shit that, like, enough fucking people, there was clamoring that they had to make a second one?
That's right. That's right.
People are ridiculous.
I can honestly say I've never seen either one. I accidentally watched like 2 minutes of
that old lady
an episode
getting
because the girl, my former fiance, was watching it, and I walked into the bedroom.
Yeah,
And then I
That's how
walk
we all
back
get
out.
sucked in right there.
You're right, and then
Been
you're
there.
like,
Seen a bunch of
oh
it.
my
I've seen a
god.
ton of it.
So
it's no big deal to me.
But on
bunch
that,
of broads talking about dicks and shit. I don't mind that.
yeah.
No, and then you're like, hey, is that chick from Mannequin? And then she gets naked, and you're like, oh no, Old Spice, put it back on, sweetie.
She was hot in Porky's.
And Mannequin?
Yeah, she got banged real hard in Porky's, man. That was awesome.
Yes.
So, on that topic, which one of the Golden Girls would you most like to have sex with?
Have sex with? Well, man, of course, Sophia. I mean, you know, she's the oldest and probably most experienced. But after that,
Blanche.
It's got to be Blanche.
Fuck yeah, Blanche is an around-the-world girl.
Even right now.
Yes, I would. Yeah, hell yeah. Blanche would take you around the world, man. You got ripped off in the Philippines.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I didn't pay for nothing.
Dude, you got ripped off.
I
You
didn't
got
pay for nothing.
shortchanged.
Okay, I may have
Paid
got
the
my
doctor when you got the clap.
Yeah.
Ooh,
To get that shot of
crabs.
penicillin in your pee hole isn't free.
Crabs, man. That was a bitch to get rid of.
Cricket.
I'm on it.
So that the thing is with the whole Satan themes and all that stuff, I'm sure you guys get. I'm sure you get a lot of shit from like the punk rock purist. How is that, man? Because you get a lot of crossover from like the metalheads and the punkers, man, and that.
Well, we used to get some shit from the punk rock purist type people and stuff, man. But really, I think ultimately they stopped just coming to see us. You know, we're not going to play that game, and we're never going to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to do whatever we want. And we're going to make whatever records we want, and they're always going to be about horror movies and Satan and drugs and shit like that. That's the life I live, and that's what I know about. And I'm not going to, and biker culture and shit like that, we're not going to stray from that ever. As far as the crossover stuff, it's always going to be like that. I love heavy metal and I love punk rock music, and there's no reason to divide it up into a bunch of little cults where no one gets along again. You know,
Right.
I think we all know that's not going to work anymore.
Exactly, and that's what sucks, man. Good shit is good. Good tunes is good tunes, man.
Good tunes is good. I
That's
agree with that.
right.
Good music's good music, man. Like what you like at all costs, you know.
And fuck what everybody else says, man. Be an individual.
Absolutely.
Stand up for yourself and be like, I don't give a fuck. It's good shit, man.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say right now,
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Rick Springfield.
Well, you shouldn't say that.
And that's the truth.
Somebody's got to be a big fan of his. Come
Listen,
on, man,
I'll
know?
tell you what, dude. There's so much
You're out there
vagina.
fighting the good fight.
There's so much vagina at his concerts. It's ridiculous.
I can imagine there would be more than enough for everyone.
And I like Hall & Oates.
Do you watch live at Daryl's house?
Oh, yeah, Hall & Oates, same way, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, when are you guys going to be on live from Daryl's house? That'd be awesome.
I want to see Daryl playing fucking.
He's 71, isn't he?
For the master with you guys, man.
That's fucking classic.
Rick Springfield. What's your guilty pleasure, Adam?
Fuck, man. Everything's my guilty pleasure. I like all kinds of pop music and shit. I don't give a shit. Whatever comes on that I like, I like. I try not to have rules about it, so my guilty pleasure is probably everything at this point. You know, I like everything, man. All kinds of shitty girl pop and shit like that. Whatever you can get high to and have a good time, you know.
You can get high to anything, man. That's the beauty of music.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just get high.
Yeah, let's get fucked up and do some fucked up shit. Let's huff some glue and fuck each other in the ass. Oh, wait. Oops. Is this thing on?
Hold on. That sounds like something we've already done, actually.
Damn!
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah. I mean, and seriously, you guys came out. What? It was right around the time like when Nashville Pussy and broke off, blew up too. Not like they really blew up,
Yeah.
man. But I mean,
we're 2 years. Yeah, 2 years before them, but it crested. We started getting popular right at the same time they got really big. Yeah.
right. I mean, so that you kind of started, and I just call it. It's just dirty rock and roll, man. So I mean, you guys are like the forefathers of that with them. I mean, because you guys are the two big ones from that era, man. And to get that sound, what really influenced you? And I know you said you're into everything and all that shit, man. But like the bands, like I know Anti-Scene has to be in there.
Yeah, Anti-Scene was really important. As far as hookers go, man, the big stuff that we were into then, man, around when the band was embryonic, around like 93, 94, when we were just starting to talk about it and getting shit together. We didn't really come around until 96. We were definitely listening to shit like Anti-Scene, The Dwarves, bands like that, you know what I mean? Poison Idea, kind of demeanor punk bands that were still functioning or were newer. And then also we were listening to a ton of cock rock stuff like Ted Nugent, all the 70s stuff like that. Black Oak, Arkansas, we were jamming a lot of that stuff. So it was a real mix-up of those two styles, lots of guitar solos, but also a very punk vibe to it.
Nice. And have you ever had the pleasure of going out with Anti-Scene? I mean, I think you played a show with them right?
Played, probably 5 or 6 shows with them now. We just did their 30th year anniversary show, but we've never done any road gigs with them ever.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I wanted to see how crazy that would be, like, to be on the road with them guys for like 4 or 5 weeks, man. Just watching
I always wondered
Jeff.
what they'd be like after a while, yeah.
I mean,
But
watching
I don't know.
Jeff for a night, you had to be like, all right, this is cool, man, and everything, but you'd be like, you crazy motherfucker. But I mean, to be out on the road with them dudes for like 4 or 5 weeks, you'd be like, put the fucking cheese grater away already, dude. It's fucking, let's get some sleep. Let's take some vitamins and put a vaporizer on and listen to the ocean.
Nice, man. You thought this shit out. Like,
Right.
Hey, yeah, I can't imagine, man. Fucking hey, you know. How many dirty blood-soaked towels does Jeff have, you know? But I can only imagine.
I don't know. Does he have his own personal laundry guy, you think?
I would think he should have some kind of towel sponsorship at this point, seriously. And a razor blade.
Or a razor blade, like Dollar Shave Club or some of that shit.
For real, yeah. Like, come on.
Or what's those utility, the
Stanley's?
Yeah, that just sell the razor blades, you know? 'Cause he does like the flare, man. He's just blading himself, man.
Damn.
You know?
Oh, yeah, man. For real. He did a real, at the 30th anniversary show, man, he was a bloody mess. I couldn't believe it. It's the craziest I've ever seen him get with it.
What's the DVD where he's breaking fucking panes of glass over his fucking head and all
Yeah,
that
light bulbs and shit,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Crazy motherfucker.
Crazy shit.
Do you ever see that and you're like,
He's
dude,
a madman.
I'm down for anything. And then like your drummer goes, hey, why don't you take that pane of glass and break it over your head? And you're like, fuck you, you're a drummer. What the fuck do you... Go play bass or something, you jerk off. I'm not breaking glass over my head, you jerk. And you tell him, how about you play a fucking drum solo and I'll whack you with a pane of glass while you're playing?
Cricket, 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 cricket.
All right, boys. Hey, I'm breaking up. I'm going to get off here, but fucking great talk to you, all right?
Hello.
I don't even know if you can hear me right now.
Yeah, we got you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm losing y'all. All right, I'll talk to you. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks,
Hope you have a
Adam.
good one.
All right, take
Bye.
care.
Be good, bro.
You too, brother. Bye.
Kentucky trannies must be waiting outside their door.
I would ditch us for...
Grannies, you fucking bastard. I heard that, motherfucker.
Adam, before you go, bro, do me one favor while we got you clean. Do a promo ID for us. Say your name, who the band you're with, and you're listening to Maximum Threshold Radio, and throw anything crazy about trannies out at the end that you want.
They're gone.
They're gone? Fucking that was the rock and roll outlaw from the Hookers.
That's right.
Hookers are badass, man. The band, too.
Those guys are a lot of fun.
They're good. Too bad we don't have a good fucking you dick. I know we haven't said that this week, but from Michael and I, and from the bottom of our black hearts, you dick.
To who?
You.
What'd I do?
Dick. We're losing guests because of you.
How are we losing guests?
He hung up because your fucking connection's shitty.
No, they had some swinging dicks to attend to. See, that's funny. They were just like, they took the tranny thing one step further.
We got another interview coming up in 7 minutes.
Another bad connection coming your way, folks.
Got the Cringe coming up pretty soon.
Weren't they an 80s glam band, post-wave?
No, I was thinking my first name.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
I'm just letting it play. It's good shit.
Yeah.
What do you care? All their songs are like 3 seconds long. They're good.
Reminds me of Valiant Thor, doesn't it?
No.
Just because it's like got that dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that, but not. Hell yeah. You remember that? You guys ever see that movie, Don't Go Near the Park?
No.
That's what this song's about. Don't go near that bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Evil don't give a fuck, Dom. Did you hear that?
I hear you.
How could you not like that?
Oh, no, I didn't
They're
say I
into
liked
drugs.
it. I like it.
They're into Satan. They're into drinking. They're into sex. Apparently they're into trannies.
And they're from Kentucky.
And they're from Kentucky.
What's there not to like?
I'm finding nothing. In fact, maybe fucking House Core is fighting over that album. Sounds like something Phil would put out, right?
That's right.
Oh, Jack. Speaking of fucking guest calling in, where the fuck has Paul been?
I know. What the fuck? My heart's broken. Dom posted that this is such a great read. The only thing you read is the back of a cereal bowl or box. Fuck, I'm fucking everything up.
What's a great read?
This one. Did you get to read that yet?
Did I do what?
Did you get a chance to read that yet?
No, did you just get this?
No, I've had that.
Thanks for sharing.
For a couple years.
Oh, this is when they were good.
Yep.
Is it a picture? Oh, look at Lars' little dinky.
Dinky Linky.
No, I didn't.
Check it out,
Is it
man.
a good read?
Yeah. It's real
You know
fast,
why
'cause-
Dom read it?
Because there's a lot of pictures.
It's all pictures.
Yeah.
Who signed that?
Bill Hale, the guy who did the book.
Oh, okay. Is he a real photographer?
Yeah, a real one.
A real one?
Real one.
Not like that hack.
He's the guy who goes on
not
tours
like that
with
hack
bands.
that you had sitting next to you for a couple years? Waka, 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 waka. I'm done. I just want to smoke hash out of the ground with my little Danish buddy. What, do you got another one there? Oh, fucking A. Did that come here? That came to your PO?
No.
This was sent to you?
Yeah, well, it was brought over.
When was it brought over?
That was the very first one. The highlights.
The highlights? It's one. It's like a fucking postcard. It's a highlight.
No, that you don't remember that.
Yeah.
That
I love that. We get them. We subscribe to it.
Dude, me and Mike's been telling you for a while, but we found a really fucking kick-ass. Well, Mike found a really kick-ass photographer, and I've seen her work too. The Metal Kitten.
I'm waiting for her, to come to the show and they'll take pictures of
See,
us.
the only problem is
we need a band.
She
We need a
hates
band
you.
picture.
No, wait, that's not who she hates. Who was it that she hated, Mike?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody with a Hello Kitty blanket.
Oh yeah, that douche. Anyway, she's really good. She's really good.
She didn't hate him until he
Was it until he talked to her?
Talked down to her completely.
This is for the master. Rock the fuck out, motherfuckers.
So if you're tuning in right now, you're listening to one of the greatest episodes ever here in the Maximum Threshold Radio Show. That's right. You have here tonight on the show, we have had some of the greatest guests ever, and we deliver as always. And on tonight's show, we've had on Pale Divine, Master, Squirrel,
Chicken, fucking. You got a new exhaust put on too, didn't you?
No,
You did something.
It's not new exhaust.
But you did something. You quieted it down because
I went and wrapped some tin around it and got some new hose clamps.
Does that thing even pass emissions?
I don't know. We'll find out this week.
We'll find out. Who's that? Maximum Threshold. You're on the air.
Hey, it's John Cusimano from The Cringe.
Who?
Hey, John, what's going on, man?
Wait, you're cutting out. Who is
We're
this?
cooking.
Not too
John
much, man.
Cusimano from The Cringe.
Oh, hey. What's up, buddy?
Cook, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, cool.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can indeed.
Nice. So what's going on, man?
Nothing. I'm stuffing my face with the best sushi ever in West Hollywood. A place called W.A. Sushi.
Nice.
And we're gearing up for our gig tonight at the Roxy.
Nice.
With Cowboy.
With who's that?
Cowboy Mouth.
How are they?
They're fantastic. They're great. They're New Orleans based, sort of like a New Orleans prog rock sort of jam thing. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around for a bunch of years.
Nice. Yeah, your band's been around for a while too, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been around for I guess about close to 10 years now at this point.
Nice. Hey, how many have you had a bunch of people coming out of the band, or has it like been a steady flow of the blood that you've had in your band?
Yeah, I mean we seem to have a pretty good draw in certain markets, and we just played San Diego last night. Actually, Solona Beach at the Belly Up Tavern. We had a great crowd there,
Nice.
and seem to have a good crowd when we play in L.A. and New York, and then like random markets. We like places like we had a great gig in Johnson City, Tennessee, and it's especially when you get to like the South and the middle of the country, they love a good rock show, and they're hungry for it, and they're a really good, receptive, engaging crowd.
Yeah, your music, man, it kind of can, I guess you could say, it can fit in a bunch of different genres, and so wherever you can go, man, any type of bands you can get on a list with and play with, man, you can like really, draw their fans in with your music.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, hey man, I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit there, that last one.
Oh, I was complimenting you.
Oh yeah,
he wants to see your gooch.
Yeah.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, kind of. I can kind of hear you.
Can you hear me now? I don't hear.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was saying with your music style that you have, the Cringe provides, I want to say it's like a multi-genre kind of a style to it, so you guys can fit in with a bunch of different style bands.
Yeah, we kind of do that. Oh wait, someone's getting arrested.
Nice.
All right, they're gone.
As long as it's not you.
We we can definitely go on tour with a band like Trap, which is pretty heavy, and then go on tour with a band like Cowboy Mouth, which is a little less heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have a lot of different influences. My whole thing comes from sort of a punk rock meets the Who kind of vibe. Our guitar player Roto, he's got a very, very prog rock influence. Our bass player comes from more of a punk influence, and our drummer comes from a very classic rock thing. So, we like showing off our chops when we can. But really just comes down to we try and write good music, good hooks, and we just try and kill it every night. But yeah, we can rock pretty hard, and then do something a little more prog rock if we need to do that.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen that you guys get an opportunity to get some national exposure. You want to let the people out there know what that was?
I heard national exposure.
Yes. Have you?
Dom got busted for national exposure. He took his shirt off on television
and slapped out his big baloney titties.
Hey.
No,
I
you got a firm rack.
I did not take my shirt off on television. What I'm being asked.
Now they're talking about me.
Oh, you took your shirt off on television.
No,
I guess that depends what your physique is like.
Oh, he's very svelte.
I'm an Adonis.
Adrian Adonis.
Yes.
If you're an Adonis, God bless you, my man. Take your shirt off on television.
Adrian Adonis.
You probably get cast in the. They're doing another 90210 remake or Melrose Place.
Well, I got
put you right in there.
He's like a young Free
or maybe
Willy.
the Love Boat, baby. Come on, we got the Love Boat coming back, I think. Or
He's like a young Love Boat.
I thought you said
the boat part.
The young Dusty Rhodes.
Did you ever
son of a plumber, the common man, if you will?
Did you ever see that movie, The New Guy? You know
The New Guy?
Yeah, you know that big fat black drummer they got? That's like Dom, but he's white. And,
oh, man, I
and
don't
a
know if I
goatee.
saw that.
I finally know what that song's about.
You guys are crazy up here, Maximum Threshold.
Actually, Dom just lost 30 pounds because they had to amputate part of his leg.
He took his he put his amp down.
This is the farewell. This is the farewell show to Dom's foot because of the diabetes.
Oh, jeez, we got some gout things happening here, or what?
He got the gout.
The gout. He's got a case of the gout. No, he's got the beaties.
Oh no! You gotta knock off the Cokes, the Coca-Cola.
I did. I went to diet.
Sugar, maybe.
No, we're gonna whip him into shape.
Yeah.
I don't want him to lose them
good.
boobs.
What we're doing is
You gotta get to the gym.
Yeah, he knows a guy named Jim. You're right. Yeah. We're putting a meatball sub on the end of a fishing hook and hanging it out of the trunk of the car and driving at about a 10-mile-an-hour pace down the road. And Dom chases the car.
I could do that.
And we hold the.
Hey, you know what? If he burns off 300 calories running after the meatball sub, as long as you stop him after one meatball, I think he'll be okay. It'll be zero-sum game.
Right?
Is there a McDonald's right after that at the red light?
Shit, we do got to run by McDonald's.
I think it's going to increase the caloric intake.
Well, I have to double up on my cardio then. I have to eat faster.
Yeah, if he takes 4 steps, he's doubling his cardio.
You know what you do is chew twice as much because chewing uses a lot of calories, I think.
Chewing's an exercise?
Yeah, I could do that one. It was an Olympic sport.
Some people have said that. I don't know if I agree totally.
Dom's a fucking athlete.
Apparently,
then.
you burn some calories chewing.
He's an athlete. Yeah, if competitive eating's a sport. He's gonna chew
When
on
we said you were like
he's gonna chew on my yam bag.
When we said Dom was like a boat and a thing, Chuck in the chat room said, "Yeah, tugboat."
Actually,
Hi-yo.
the best part about this is he doesn't really eat that much.
I don't. I just got big bones.
Surrounded by lots of fat.
You ever got big bones? That's okay.
That's my genetics.
He likes big bones.
I got a real
big bones, and he cannot lie.
I got a real slow thyroid.
Dom's really only 12. He's got a pituitary disorder.
I have a spastic colon.
Oh no, not a spastic colon.
That's the worst kind of colon to have, besides a loose one.
That's
Hi-yo.
painful for you and for those near you.
Getting the pink sock from
I have irritable bowel because it irritates everybody else.
Oh.
So what time you guys going
Man,
on tonight?
I've had way more sake than both of you guys at this point.
Yeah, I haven't had any. You got me beat.
There's 3 of us.
There's 3 of us.
Chopped liver strikes again.
What time you guys going on tonight?
I think we hit at like 10 p.m. And I'm actually going to be one of those like play and split kind of things. I'm trying to catch a red eye back tonight.
Oh, that means
we're trying to catch some brown eye later.
Yeah, that means he's got a hooker back at the room waiting for him.
That's right.
Good for you.
No. I want to be home for my wife's making brunch, man. Sunday brunch. I want to be home to eat that.
That's all I want to
You're
answer.
getting an extra hour tonight, though.
Dom wants to know if he could come over.
Yeah, Dom wants to know your address.
Because there's got to be something good. She's cooking.
I got to call Rachel and see how much food we got.
Oh, this is the guy married to Rachel
you
Ray?
Dick,
Oh,
yeah.
here we
Oh, I
go.
didn't know that. Fuck.
Well, where are you guys based?
Out of Cleveland.
Nah, it's too far. We're in upstate New York.
Don't say it's too far. We're like a state and a half over.
That's not that far. Oh.
It's like a 9-hour drive.
We're worth it.
Yeah, but we're getting an extra hour tonight at 2:30.
That's right.
Oh, that's true. This is true. All right, I'm gonna have to get some extra Bloody Mary mix happening.
So if the clocks go back, it's not really going to be a red eye, then, is it? It's just going to be a late night.
It could be like a dry eye. I don't know. Like allergy eyes.
A brown
Dry
eye.
eye.
Brown eye.
Wet eye.
Yeah,
I don't
slant
know.
eye.
The slant eye.
If you're going through Chinatown.
The round eye.
So what are you planning to have for brunch tomorrow?
I don't know. I haven't asked my wife, but
Look at you not dropping names.
We have this nice big black truffle at home, so she may make some truffle eggs or something like that, which that could be fantastic. Do
you ever say, "Baby"?
Do you ever say, "Baby"? What?
Do you ever say, "Baby"? I really got a hankering for like
ramen noodles.
Yeah, like something. And she's like, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm
Some
sick of
raviolis.
cooking. We're going out. You're buying me dinner."
Well, she actually makes fantastic noodles, but not necessarily the ramen variety. But I go to Japan a few times, and I have a friend who lives there part time, so I always come home loaded up with some delicious Japanese noodles. She makes a great teriyaki and udon, and she knows her way around the Japanese noodle.
Hey, I got a question. Seriously, does she ever let you cook?
Yeah, I mean, well, what'll typically happen is I'll sous chef for her, but every once in a while I'll cook something. But you know what? I let her do her thing. I always make the cocktails. I always pick the wine.
And always play the
I always
music.
sous chef. And occasionally I'll make something like
Peanut butter sandwich.
not feeling well.
Spaghetti-o
I'll make
surprise.
some nice minestrone soup or something like that. But listen, I'm not gonna not let her cook. She's as good as they come when it comes to cooking food. So I'm not stupid.
How'd you hook up with her?
Well, this is going back, over a decade ago. We were, there was this person that we both knew who was trying to introduce the both of us, and neither of us had ever met. I think Rachel at that point had maybe shot a pilot on Food Network, but she wasn't really on TV yet. And this person was like a very tall, modelly, club-going kind of person. And I think we were the only two short, angry Italians that she knew. So she figured we'd make a nice couple. So she's like, "You got to meet this person," and to me, and then she said to Rachel, "You got to meet this person to her." And we both kind of ignored her because we figured, I don't know, anyone this person was going to introduce us to, we probably don't want to hang out with anyway. So then, like a year later, she threw a birthday party for herself in Manhattan, and we were both invited, and we both went. And we sort of, this woman invited all of her friends and ex-boyfriends, all of who were at least 6'3", and Rachel and I are both not that tall. We saw each other among a sea of knees, and we just started talking, and we didn't realize that this was the person that she was trying to introduce us to. We just hit it off, and I remember we were talking about music, and she said, there hasn't been any good music since the late 60s. Then I said to her, but, what about the early 90s? There's lots of great music, and, Nirvana.
Morbid Angel, Deicide.
What about
Said,
Culture
that's
Club?
different. Kurt Cobain was a prophet. And at that moment I said, I may end up marrying this girl. This is really cool.
Wow, I would have punched
And
her.
that was it. The rest is history. We've been together ever since.
Huh.
So no good music since the 60s? What about the Culture Club? What about Kaja Gugu? What about Eddie Murphy's solo album?
Till Tuesday.
I saw Eddie Murphy in concert in the Hamptons back in like 1980. No, it was 1991. And
he was already working clean then, wasn't he?
He could sing. I think he's a little better at comedy than music, but it was okay. But I don't know that I'm sitting at home listening to Eddie Murphy records. Maybe
You could admit it. No one's listening.
I don't know. He's not without musical talent. Let's just say that. But yeah, But there's been great music in the '80s. There's
Duran.
That's a good one.
Duran, pretty cool. The Colts are cool. U2, of course, are great. The Blues are great. But it seems like
White
music,
Lion.
if it ebbs and flows, it sort of flowed in the late 60s and flowed in the early 90s.
So,
Animals.
Did you ever think of taking Guy Fieri out, Jeff Galooly style, for your lady?
Say that one more time?
Guy Fieri, or the food guy, did you ever think about taking
Guy
him?
Fieri, yeah. We know him well.
Did you ever think about taking him out like Jeff Galooly did to Nancy Kerrigan for Tanya Harding? Oh, my knee!
No, I wouldn't do that. I love Guy. He's my buddy. You know, we're friends with him, and they have that show. You know, they compete against each other, but it's all good. He's a good guy. He's very energetic, very enthusiastic.
He got diabetes too, right?
He is a ton of fun to hang out with. I got to tell you,
He doesn't like
if you
shaking
can hang out
hands
with
either.
Guy Fieri, I recommend it.
Yeah, he's bringing the fist bump to the white
Yeah.
masses.
Oh, he's Howie Mandeling it?
Yeah,
Is he afraid of germs too?
I think so. Well, he meets so many people.
I don't think Guy's afraid of germs. At least I don't think so. Not that I've known, but
Maybe he just knows where your hands
I
been.
mean,
Doc.
when he hugs me, he kind of drools a little bit. So no, I don't think he's afraid of germs.
Did he give you 2 fingers to the gooch?
I still got his fingers in my gooch right now. I can't get him out.
Hi-yo!
He gave you a
Next time you see him on TV, he's going to be less 2 fingers. And those 2
Uncomfortable.
fingers are in my gooch.
He gave him a shocker. All right, so we got to know, like on a daily basis, how many times does Rachel say like "fuck, motherfucker," bah, 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 or have you never heard her say it? Don't lie either.
Rachel Ray, my wife,
Rachel Ray, yes.
she has been known to drop an F-bomb every once in a while.
All
But,
right.
she is a hot-blooded Sicilian, as am I. So, we got to get enthusiastically
That's right.
emotional and let it all out.
Those
So
are
that
just
way we
word
can all-
enhancers.
What's that?
It's just word enhancers.
They are.
It's like spices.
Exactly.
That's right. It's like parsley. Fuck. They kind of work. They work
Listen,
together.
if you're enthusiastic, if you're emotional, if you're that kind of person, you're going to be very charged up on the good things and very passionate about the bad things, and that all comes through in your work and your food and just life in general. I mean, the way we live our lives is very passionately and very enthusiastically and just embracing everything that comes along. And sometimes that means, screaming at the top of your lungs. And sometimes that means just grabbing hold of life and just enjoying it. But that's how we do things.
So what's her favorite swear word?
My favorite swear word?
Yours and hers.
Well, we probably got different ones. What is my favorite swear word? I guess when it comes down to it, there's nothing like a good God. You just say fuck. That's pretty good. Hers, I don't know. You have to ask her.
Well, conference call her in.
Hers might be. I think hers is doggone it.
So when she makes you Indian food, do you plan on spending the rest of the day in the bathroom, like normal Indian food?
No, man, her Indian food is delicious.
Well,
bathroom. What are you guys talking
there's
about?
plenty of great food that puts you in the bathroom the whole next
Absolutely.
day.
No, the only kind of food that'll put you in the bathroom is food that's like spoiled, I think.
No.
I mean, eventually you're going to go to the bathroom because you're a human being, but she makes delicious curry.
So you're not like Ben Stiller and something about Along Came Polly after you.
Oh, no, man. I love the spicy food. Bring it on.
I thought you say something about Mary.
That was a funny movie, though. When he took the grandma's
Oh, is that hair
towel
gel?
or whatever.
Oh, hair gel?
The toilet. Oy.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I've been in Ben Stiller's position, having to wipe with the loofah.
Oh, no. You were wiping with a loofah?
Well, I actually not loofah, but I used my socks before.
Me too.
Dress
As
socks or
friend
white socks?
said in that movie, if you gotta go, just go home. The date is over.
Yeah, there's no recovery.
Don't go back to her place.
Ever. There's no
go
recovery
home.
for that.
Leave him wanting more.
And leave
all
it
say.
floating. Go upper deck and just walk away.
No, you can't do an upper decker, man. That's so wrong.
Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. Don't do that here.
So, John,
your blood sugar.
what's the plan, man? You just gonna finish touring out maybe the end of this year and take time off around the holidays, and then what's 2014 hold for the Cringe?
2014, we're working on a new record. We've got bits and pieces of about, 14, 15 new songs that we're going to be honing down. And, pretty much we're going to be rehearsing and working on arrangements and recording our new album this year.
Hopefully,
or next year, rather.
Hopefully it sees the light of day before the end of next year?
That's the plan. I mean, you never know. We have a tendency to just get caught in a black hole of, should we do this, should we do that, should we do the other thing? But, yeah, if God willing, the album will come out in 2014.
And then a big tour behind that as well, or?
Hell yes.
That's the way to do it, man. Road Warrior.
You got to tour. I mean, you got to win them, one fan at a time, as they say.
So what has the reaction been so far while you've been out there? Are you getting good reaction from the crowd, or are they kind of just checking it out still, man? Or
I think the reaction from the crowd has been really great. We've been maybe it's been that we're paired with the right bands, we're in the right cities, or something. But it's been really enthusiastic. The crowds have been great. We've been having a great time. We've been meeting a lot of new cool people. And, I wouldn't change a thing. And the venue's getting a little bigger each time we go around. They're getting a little nicer. They're getting a little more exciting. And I'm loving it.
Dom, you're an asshole.
What?
Turn the fucking flash off. You're blinding me, you douche.
Give him some. So you guys live in upstate New York?
We split our time between Manhattan and the Lake George area.
Giants or
which is where
Jets?
Ray grew up. I'm a Jet fan.
There you go.
Tough, but I've been a Jet fan for my whole life.
Yankees.
I'm one of those weird, Yankee/Jet fans.
Oh, that is a weird combo. Usually it's the Yankees,
Yeah,
Giants.
usually the Yankees and Giants go together, and the Mets and the Jets go together. But I'm a Yankee fan and then a Jets fan. But I go to the Jets games at least 3 times a season, or try to anyway. I literally, and Rachel's a huge Jets fan as well.
I was just going to say, is there
literally watch
conflict?
every minute of every Jet game, unless we're at the Jet game. That's on TV. I mean, we just it can get frustrating, but I'm a diehard fan, and I'm just going to keep watching and hoping.
They've actually surprised some people this year.
I'm really liking Geno Smith. He's exciting. He certainly has talent. It seems to be a bit of a yo-yo thing where they win a game, they lose a game, they win a game, they lose a game. But, they're playing the Saints this week. If they can beat the Saints,
they won't.
And they go into a bye week. No, I have hope that they'll beat the Saints.
Yeah, well, I'm a Browns fan. I think they're going to beat everybody.
Yeah. So let's just stick to my plan. They beat the Saints, then they go into the bye week.
Not going to happen.
Then the rest of their season's pretty easy. Those are all winnable games, and then we're in the playoffs.
Good luck.
Then we're playing at the Super Bowl at home.
Yeah, and then you woke up.
Right, I was just going to say.
Do you want to put a...
Come on, don't kill my dream, brother.
Listen, I'm going to give you the...
We just want to win 5 games.
I'm going to give you the words that
you
I
beat
live
New
by.
England. You won your Super Bowl this year.
I'm going to give you the words that us Browns fans live by. Wait
Next.
till next
Yeah.
year.
I know. I
The
love
Jets
Cleveland's a great town, though. We play Cleveland a bunch, too.
The Jets aren't going to do
Rock
anything.
and Roll Hall of Fame.
The Jets will never win until they get rid of that fucking clown shoe coach of yours. And
Rex Ryan. Well, Rex, we'll see what happens next year.
Do you want to put a little wager on this New Orleans Saints? New York Jets game?
I've learned a long time ago I never wager when it comes to the Jets.
Okay. So
These are words I live by.
So you spend time in New York. Did you ever see Paul Stanley and Rodrigo hanging out, pink socking it?
I have not. I don't think I've ever seen anyone pink sacking it.
Socking.
But
Sack it.
Okay, Paul Stanley. You talking about Paul Stanley from Kiss?
Is there another Paul Stanley?
Yeah, the guy that plays.
I mean, I'm a huge Kiss fan. I go way back.
Mm-hmm.
This is my childhood we're talking about. So if we disparage the fantastic rock god that is Paul Stanley, this will be breaking my heart in a million pieces right now.
We're a fan too. That's
Kiss.
why we do it.
I have a Kiss tattoo. So I'm a Kiss fan.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
And it's
A
not your
Kiss
average
tattoo.
Kiss tattoo. It's
It's of Ace Frehley spearing Gene Simmons
in the gooch.
Paul Stanley and Peter Criss, because Ace is the king of everything. Until
Listen,
David Lee
Ace-
Roth comes
Ace,
along.
For my money, of all those solo albums that came out in the 70s, Ace Frehley far and away had the best solo album.
He's the only one with any talent in that band.
In fact, Ace Frehley's solo album is as good as any great Kiss record. I mean, that album really rocks. It's sort
True
of like
story.
it's a real New York sort of, it's like Johnny Thunders kind of thing. It's just, that album is fantastic. You got Anton Fig on drums. I listen to that album all the time.
What's your favorite song on it?
I like, Rip It Out. The first song is great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ozone is great. I mean, the big hit was New York Groove, of course, which is a great song.
That's a guilty pleasure.
Snowblind is great. They're all great.
I love that album through and through. I could do without the instrumental at the end, to be honest with you. But
Fractured Mirror. Are we talking about Fractured Mirror?
yes, that was the original one, right?
I know what you mean. It's a bit strident.
But
Hey, he's doing his whole 12-string guitar thing. It's okay.
Sure.
I'll let him have that.
There's a picture of Rusty.
But like I have to say, my guilty pleasure, although I listen to that album through and through, aside from Fractured Mirror, is New York Groove. I love that
Back
song.
to my baby.
Like I can't help but turn it up when you hear the disco Kiss, the Kisco. Really. Like, and that's New York Groove. I was made for loving you, and
ooh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Now we're talking about that album.
They got the fag makeup on.
Yeah, but it had I Was Made for Loving
Dynasty.
You, baby. And it still don't
I still
mean nothing.
love
What's the
you.
song?
Sure know something.
Dynasty. Dynasty is the name of that.
That was my
I've been a gambler, but I'm nobody's fool, and I sure know something. Sure know something.
You know what? That's a good song, but that's sort of when I was growing up, when that album came out, that's sort of when Kiss kind of lost me temporarily. Like they had me through Love Gun, Rock and Roll Over, and then that was sort of when they went disco. And me being the rock purist, I was like, no, say it isn't so.
Yeah, but they did
And
it
I
really
left
good.
for a while, but I came back. I came back to the Kiss altar.
Mm-hmm. That was my first concert. Was Kiss in '79.
Was your Flying Monkey?
Amen.
I was front. I had awesome tickets. I was at front row center stage with dinner with my mother. She took me, of course, 'cause I was like 13 or whatever. And
Was your mom on Gene's guest list?
No, we were on.
No, she was on his dong. Hi-ho. Thank you. Good night.
No, it was pretty funny, man.
Going to Kiss concerts with mom.
Yeah, but
Isn't that what growing up's all about? Right
she had me dressed up and she was wearing these slacks and a white dress shirt and had my hair slicked to the side. Horrible situation.
My mom. It's
Did you
okay.
look like a flock of seagulls reject or something?
No, it looked like I just came from the barber shop.
He looked like a kid from Woodley High.
Yeah.
My mom's in love with David Lee Roth. For real.
Like David Lee Roth from like the 80s or David Lee Roth now?
I don't know. But she's like, oh, If I ever met him, I'd show him a thing or two. It's like, yeah, you'd show him to stay away from old women with saggy boobs.
Hey, well, we all know who discovered Van Halen, right? Wasn't it Gene Simmons?
No, Gene was trying
Gene
to cash
discovered everything.
in. Yeah, Gene invented oxygen, if you ask him.
He may have. I don't know. Van Halen, of course, one of the greatest bands that's ever lived.
Van Halen or Van Hagar? Be careful what
I'm
you
a
say.
Van Halen fan more than a Van Hagar fan.
Okay, because you almost got hung up on. Just making sure.
And I think David Lee Roth, even today, is still one of the greatest frontmen that's ever.
Amen.
fronted
Preach,
the band.
brother, preach. Even with
What's
that, I said, preach it, brother. I'm a big David Lee Roth fan. He makes me proud to be Jewish.
Yeah, he's among many of fantastic Jewish rock stars. Hey, wait, hold on. My guitar player wants to say hi.
He wants to get high? Cool.
Hey, man, how you doing?
With Shake and Bacon.
What's up, man?
Not too much.
You're the guitar
You guys
player.
having a good interview?
Oh, of
yeah,
course.
I think so. You gonna add to it, make it better? Can you outdo this?
Well, I don't know. I'm certainly happy to add something.
Cool.
So what's your stance on the Van Halen, Van Hagar division?
That's pretty easy for me. For me, it's always been about the Roth Van Halen.
All right.
I mean, you know.
Good man.
For me, the song, I don't think we can compare Pound Cake to,
anything.
Top Jimmy.
To dirty movies. I mean, it's just not in the same ballpark, you know.
All right. You know what David Lee Roth said? Sammy likes to party. I am the party.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth,
Dave's usually pretty
316.
good with the- Dave also said I used to jog, but the ice cubes kept falling out of my drink.
That's right. He stole that line from Lemmy, though.
Us Jews
Yeah, I
are
think
good
he
with
did.
the words.
I think he did.
All right, here's another one for you. Is it sacrilege what Kiss has done by putting Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer in Ace and Peter makeup?
I missed a little part. I think you're breaking up a little bit. Let me give you back to John, brother.
All
Here you
right.
go. Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo.
Anyway, so we got to go to sound check over here in West Hollywood.
Sounds good, man.
We appreciate you taking the time to call up, John. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, man, it was a blast talking to you guys. You guys have excellent, impeccable musical taste.
Thank you.
I think you should give Indian food another shot. And
Well, I don't want a pink sock.
and embrace your barber haircuts. I think it's all it's all good.
The Indian food. Do you get pissed when Rachel gives you the Indian food because you crop dust the rest of the band while you're on stage?
Well, you know what? If you're not crop dusting on stage, you're not giving the audience their money's worth, right?
Amen.
That's right.
All right. It was a blast talking to you guys.
No, thanks,
Have a
Jim.
good show, John. We appreciate
Take
it.
care, John.
Thanks a lot, and we'll stop by when we're in your neck of the woods.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Peace out.
See you
Take
later.
care.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it, man. And here's the cringe right here with No Control. We'll be right back after this on Maximum Threshold Radio, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Not to wander too far from home when the skin on your back feels like it wants to crack. When the pain comes, you're always under attack. And the food that you eat leaves you incomplete till the day
just so you know, I am singing too. I'll only give you the good part, so.
I'm one of the 37 pentagrams on Jeff Blackbird's arm. And when I'm not watching him whack his weenie, I listen to Maximum Threshold. Roar.
donate to the Maximum Threshold Radio Show and Network today. Just click the PayPal button and know that everything you donate will go directly to the production of the programming and network. Thank you.
9 out of 10 alcoholics listen to Maximum Threshold. The 10th one just happened to be a heroin addict. MaximumThreshold.net.
Have a smartphone, iPod, iPad, or even Roku? Grab the app, tune in, and search Maximum Threshold and hear the show live directly from your device.
Everybody knows that tattoos are all the rage, and you want to be cool and get a tattoo, but you're not really cool until you got the gear too. So the newest gear, the coolest gear, the hottest gear is United Tattoo Brotherhood, because only people...
The coolest tats got them?
No. Only people with tattoos accept everybody. Not everybody accepts everybody with tattoos. And it is a brotherhood.
Yes, it is.
We're all family. And these are available only at utb13.com or at Gen X in Willoughby, Ohio. And you go on there, you can get hoodies, t-shirts, women's shirts, and soon you'll be able to get some hats.
Sweet.
And they're a new sponsor of ours, and check it out. I think they're really dig it.
utb13.com. Those are the letters. utb13.com. It's United Tattoo Brotherhood.
Yes. Join the family.
Philip H. Anselmo here. Some call me the kid, some call me the old man, and you are jamming your ever-loving genitals off with Maximum Threshold.
My farts smell like French fries.
Boy, howdy.
That's right. We're getting ready to get out of here, everybody.
Boy, howdy.
But we wanted to come on here for a second and let you guys know
that you can go fuck yourself.
That's right.
Oh,
November 22nd, Tequila Jacks, Kill Devil Hill, a bunch of other bands on tour.
Morning
with them.
Wagon.
Morning
That's
Wagon.
right.
You're on that tour?
Check it out.
Raping your ear pussies.
Yep, and I heard Kill Devil Hill bought onto our tour.
Who doesn't buy onto you buy onto your tour.
I ain't buying onto shit.
And don't forget, December 14th at the Foundry, the Skull makes their triumphant return. The encore performance in Cleveland with Venom and James, Gluttons. Our good buddy James.
Great
and the
Iron
Gluttons.